Sans will be fine. TL holds on to the tier 1 in the mid.
So the one way Liquid did that is through sheer threat of damage. And their main source of reliable damage right now is Sanji. Sanji got the pop off, a good amount of salvos from Feathered Airstrikes in that engagement, more than he had all game long, 5 minutes in. So what is the trick? Onyx has just better vision right now. Hung Shocker almost guarantees that Sanji cannot pick a good brush to fire from. But look at this 1v1. This is a dream come true for a lot of fans watching.
Yeah, but not gonna break out. Carl knew something was off, man. There's no way Kyrie wants a 1v1 like this. Someone is definitely in the vicinity and he's spotly sniff. Look me out. Not gonna happen there. Again, they want to fight mid. Start with the first path we use together. Sanford walks up as well. The Brilliance aggressively with the Feathered Airstrike, not doing too much as Skylar rotates into mid, but again, it's just the fate for both teams.
Like the Stallion sense is something that all members of Liquid share.
SS.
The fact that there was Skylar coming through the side lane and then, wait, they're fighting this. They're fighting this. We shouldn't be going in. And then, all right, despite it being a good position, we shouldn't overcome it. Again, we are still down 3,000 gold.
It's the first time. Win rate prediction is favored.
Onyx भाई बहुत ही अच्छा खेल रहा है.
Realme knows what's up. That's map you can follow right there, right? From Realme. So 10 seconds up for the Slash and Turtle. 1-for-1 right now in terms of turtles for both teams. But right now, Onyx has been winning these fights. And look at this. Wants to get a position. Walks up, dashes through. That's the big stun from JP to lock him down. But now
कौन लेगा भाई?
just yet as he holds it in. Sanford, opponent's angle.
ओपी अटैक हो गया उधर. टैंग ले. लैंसलॉट ने रैटल ले लिया. ओपी नॉक्स ओपी कायरी ने 2 किल कर दिया. डबल ब्रो. ट्रिपल मिनियक ब्रो. कायरी मिनियक.
Sanji can't even stand 2 seconds with the Feathered Airstrike. This is looking like Onyx have woken up.
Oh man, I'll say too late. Yeah. Well, good thing it's a best of 5.
If they take it a game at a time, it's not too late.
They started with capping out this game, getting it secured. Right now, man, Kyrie, I feel like, has woken up. 8-0-5 on this YSS.
Not a real KBA line.
Hey, man.
8-0-5 in 8 minutes. Feathered Airstrike start up, cancel just as quickly. The answer, Hung Shocker, Liquid, back out of here.
All right. We're under a minute away from this Lord to come up here. Things are settling into place. Team Liquid drastically trying to catch up.
The thing is, nice Leo, the last time these two met, it was in the semifinals of MSC 2025, and it was the same story. Team Liquid started off 2-0, Onyx getting 1 game in, and then it ended with 3-1. Now that's why I'm asking, is it too late? Because it's a best of 5, but if you only get going now, Team Liquid, they've yet to adapt.
They're already going.
Exactly.
So they don't stop at this point. With this, again, for the first time throughout the series, you see TL down this much against Onyx. They've turned games around before, but right now it's a complete control fest for Onyx to deal with this. They're on this side of the jungle of TL. Are they going to force a fight?
Skylar already using that earlier. I'm offended, but the airstrike coming out. Keyboy instantly canceling it out. Now it's Sanford is still in his spot. Throwing a row in from Sanford.
ओपी और एक फाइट होगा गया. डबल किल नहीं, डबल किल नहीं हुआ.
We're free. Onyx are running right through Liquid.
They're going to take this tier 2 turret down, and that was a team fight that they wanted to force TL under. They went for it. They tried to make it happen. I mean, they used a lot of ultimates and even battle spells to fight it out, but they lost it.
But when you're down almost 10,000 gold,
what do?
Your mistakes are super punishable.
Yeah.
You can see Skylar again. What was that? I'm offended early. Doesn't matter. That might have just been a false gleam of hope for Liquid to overcommit.
And it's because of Lucky. He has stepped up immensely in this game. Look at those dark waves. It really staggers you. It's not like a big CC ability. It stops you from moving for just a second. And against this kind of composition, with so much damage output, just a second, just a millisecond will count. And you can really see how the frontliners can't handle that damage. They can't walk through. They can't try to look for any stunts.
I can't even see frontliners. That's what Liquid is right now. They're just a big ball of mush that Onyx are running through.
Lord charging in, that's a bit down for Tsunami, slamming it all in onto him. That sample with Thrown Ruin, but it only lands onto again. As Sans able to dash with brilliance. Now JP falling, the beat jumping around.
Sanford falls, it's all Onyx so far. But look at the 8 Beavers. Kyrie gets shut down by Carl. The call falls. It's just Sanji left. The Lone Stallion facing off against 4. For the first
Oh
time
my
in
god,
this
khatam
series,
bhai.
the cavalry will fall. Sanji taken out. It's a wipe off of the Sky Kings. They have a cannon minion in mid, and they will end it.
khatam
The first strike for Onyx. Onyx, Indonesia, come alive. First point on the board.
They desperately needed it in this series, and man, I'll tell you what, if you guys could hear the stadium erupt off this win, the morale boost for them might carry through the series, but it's just one game under the belt of Onyx. They still need 2 more to make it happen, and this is a check for TL to kind of readjust. They need to go ahead and readjust some things here desperately
GG bro, GG.
in this game, because again, it was a tough one.
Again, nice Leo. Panel. This is something we've been talking about all the way from Swiss. It always seems like they're overthinking the drafts. It always seems like they're trying to go for the highest execution comps available instead of prioritizing simplicity when you have the players that you do. You have Kyrie, Keyboy, Sans, Ludwig, Skylar. You have the best team form in MPLID history. Yet you try to overthink, you try to go the extra mile when you don't have to. Play around your players.
And it seems like Onyx comfort trumps Liquid's comfort, at least in this game. And they can take it a game at a time and take us all the way, possibly. Not out of the woods just yet. It's 2-1, and Liquid's turn to adapt. It's their turn to evolve.
I was hoping that we would get a 5-game series, and this is a step in the right direction for that to happen. Let's throw it over to the panel to break down Game 3.
Every draft right now. And something that paired up so well with that was the heavy crowd control that gives them that ability. Having something like the Ruby, having the Phobius in the offlane, able to hold TLPH still enough to where they can shred through.
I really like the first 3 picks coming up from Onyx Indonesia. We did say that it was a really good first 3 picks. For them, it's one of their better choices in the past 3 games. But the way that they executed it is kind of reminiscent of how Onyx ID has been dominant in their local leagues. And if they play like this, they're so confident, they are decisive, and they are always fast when it comes to the trigger. It will mean that it will be difficult for Team Liquid to react. Team Liquid have chosen to go for this Alice plus the Lancelot, which has been successful before, but you can really feel how slow it could get if the enemy has gotten the first few turtles over them.
I wonder if the coach is like, you know what? Don't imagine you're fighting against TLPH. Just imagine you're fighting against TLID.
Yeah.
And then gave them the comments like, yeah, let's just kill him.
Did you know, when you go AFK, the AI doesn't just play for you. This gameplay was not played by me. It was played by
But I do know
AI.
that
As
that
you can
is
see,
a good mentality, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just erase that aura that they exude. You know for sure that Team Liquid Philippines is a force to be reckoned with. But if you think about it as just any other team and execute accordingly, be comfortable in your own skin, you can actually be successful. And that's what we saw in the previous game. We saw how decisive Onyx ID can get if they do have their signature moves. Keyboy on a catch type hero. You can see Sans on the shred type of heroes, which will now make it so that even when the Alice is tanky enough, or if there's a frontliner like Nihilus, nobody is safe from the DPS that can come out from Sans.
Well, I'm not comfortable in my own skin. What about you, Trex?
I'm very comfortable.
I can see why. A lot of advantages.
You're driving miles. You measure with inches.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of advantages. Either ways, I'm not going to continue that one. We're going to be looking at the MVP here.
Driving miles. You measure with inches.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of advantages. Either ways, I'm not going to continue that one. We're going to be looking at the MVP here. Honestly, even I don't know who the MVP is going to be.
Kyrie had amazing.
They hear from the official, hey, it's Suns. And here's the thing, he 100% deserves it because Kyrie had an amazing game, got a maniac, a very good KD game, but I really feel like without this Lunox, it was not possible. If Lunox gets banned out somehow, they got to figure something else out.
5-0 and 14. Somebody has to keep track on how much kills per minute these two teams can do in their games and show us how good the brawl meta is. But if you are playing like Suns in this particular game, going in for full penetration, full damage, and of course playing so well because of how fast your teammates are also. And it means that your GPM really should up. Even when you're a mid laner, even when you're technically a support for your team. Suns, I think that this guy, you know, when I do all my dream team, you know, when I interview a lot of pro players out there, and when I do my tier list, Suns' name will always come up, and he will always be considered as one of the best players out there.
Sargent'e de beceri gelecek yani.
This might be the only game where we can say that, yeah, finally, the Suns that we are all looking up to has now returned.
Yeah, not only does he pick a hyper-aggressive build, but also into his emblems, cooldown, wilderness blessing, wanting to move around and use skills as much as possible. And that was the goal here, pressure quickly and end the game faster.
Yeah, we're looking at the highlights here, and this is basically where Onyx ID, they're just saying, like, what are we best at? That's fighting. So let's just get a draft. We're fighting all the time. And I want to go back all the way from game one where I said what I want to see is they get a draft where they can fight at any moment, right? You don't really have to think, oh, we need conditions A, B, and C. We just go in and then hope for the best. And this is what I'm getting at with this kind of draft. The only, you know, quote unquote difficult thing is really Kyrie. You want to make sure you're positioned well. You want to get your items. Everyone else, as long as I see someone, they're dying.
You know, I really got to give it up to the Filet. The Ruby and the focus. I think we're focusing a lot on Kyrie and Suns, but realistically, I think this heavy crowd control, triple crowd control meta in their hands is what really sealed the deal on this game. It completely puts a stop to the stampede that TLPH wants to bring, and we saw TLPH try to dive in a few times and just get immediately stopped in their tracks and taken out.
I mean, as a roamer, I love stunts, so I'm not going to argue with you on that one. What about you, Wolf?
Yeah, you see also, that not only do they have multiple stun composition, they also have a winning composition in their side lanes. Obviously, the Ruby does not outright win against the Esmeralda. In fact, some people will even argue that Esmeralda is better, but you don't lose your lane. Unlike in the previous games where the side lanes of Onyx ID were struggling.
Looking at the itemization here, this is a pretty quick one. 11 minutes and 14 seconds. 21 kills to 5. If there's any game that they are comfortable, this is definitely one of them. But again, just like how our casters were talking about it, is that Onyx has now figured it out. But for Team Liquid, they've been playing standard. But now after seeing what Onyx did, it's on them to adjust. And I don't know, like, yeah.